Well. The Dallas Cowboys got ran off the field by the Baltimore Ravens. No surprise to anyone. But I really thought the Dallas Cowboys were going to win, or maybe I was just hoping the Dallas Cowboys were going to win, and maybe they would show us something different in this third game. I think they showed us some different things. But Dak Prescott, in his post-game interview, he's talking about someone. He's not mentioning names. But I think if we just listen to what he says, we can clearly know who he's talking about. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Let's talk facts. We'll talk a little bit more about the game tomorrow, but I want to give a reaction to the post-game interview that Dak Prescott gave. Because if you watch that game, while the Dallas Cowboys had a little bit of a slow start, there was a pivotal moment in that game that if a certain player makes a certain play, I don't believe that game goes the way that it goes. I think there's a great chance that even with the Baltimore Ravens running all over the Dallas Cowboys, I think there's an opportunity for them to win that game. But before we get into all that and we name that player by name, let's look at the post-game interview and listen to Dak Prescott. And I'll give a little bit of analysis in between. But let's listen to Dak Prescott and let's see if we can figure out who he's talking about. Without any further ado, let's roll it.
As players, we've got to be more professional and understand our jobs, understand where we're supposed to be, and do that time and time again and keep our focus.
Dak.
Now, y'all notice, Dak opened this can of worms, and that's why the next question is coming. He said we have to be more professional. What are you talking about, Dak?
Todd Archer with ESPN, you said be more professional. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, but by knowing where you're supposed to be, knowing your reads, knowing where you're supposed to line up, knowing your routes, knowing your route adjustments versus certain coverages. Every part of what being a professional is, it's doing your job and being prepared for every part of the job, however it may come. So time away from the building to being in the building, just being a pro and understanding that you can only get so many practice reps, but you can watch the film, you can do all these other things that will help make up for it. And we just got to be more focused. And that's what, to me, on offense, we haven't been as focused as we should, had a lot of, or a few mental errors that were crucial, I guess you can say, just the timing wise. And to me, it just goes into being professional and understanding what you got to do.
Who could Dak Prescott be talking about? Who could Dak Prescott be talking about? There is only one player he can be talking about. And he doesn't want to mention that player by name. But if you listen to the injury report this week, you don't need Dak Prescott to mention that player by name because you know, just like I do, you know who that player is. CeeDee Lamb missed practice on Wednesday. I think it was a sore ankle. He was limited on Thursday. And so Dak Prescott just said a mouthful about CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott is saying something that when CeeDee Lamb is off the field, he's already missed all training camp. I blame Jerry Jones as well as CeeDee Lamb on this. CeeDee Lamb was going to get his money. CeeDee Lamb should have came to training camp in some form or fashion. I understand him not wanting to be out there and play, but maybe he should have been an in-training camp holdout. Something. But I blame Jerry Jones because you know you're going to get the deal done. But what do? You wait all the way until the end of training camp to sign CeeDee Lamb. Somebody should have said, let's sign CeeDee Lamb now. Let's just not even worry about it. Let this man be in training camp. Let him get in sync with Dak in the training camp so we don't have these problems that we're having right now in the regular season. And CeeDee Lamb got to be careful. We see a lot of guys get this money and they become divas. And you can see today on the sideline, CeeDee Lamb has the unmitigated gall to fumble the ball in the red zone, which would have made the game 14-10. But then, let's not forget. CeeDee Lamb also dropped a couple of passes. Let us not forget, it seems like Dak is saying also about CeeDee Lamb, he's not where he's supposed to be. He's not staying focused in the game. If he can't get the ball early, then he loses concentration in the game. Same thing happened in Green Bay. Guess what, CeeDee Lamb? You're a superstar. This is why you got the big deal. You're a superstar. They're going to double cover you. They're going to scheme against you. They're going to hold you. They're going to chip you. They're going to do everything that the referees will allow. And what you got to do, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott is saying, man, be a professional. Understand who you are. Keep your poise. Keep running your routes. Try to get that separation. If you don't get the ball for the first 3 quarters, you run like you're getting the ball. Because if you run like you're getting the ball, Dak has already proven he gonna throw you the ball. Right now, Dak has the most tight window throws, completions in the league. And today, 50% of his throws, tight window throws. CeeDee, you don't have to worry. Dak's going to get you the ball. But what I do like about what Dak Prescott is doing, he is getting the ball to players other than CeeDee Lamb. Tolbert had a touchdown. I said at the beginning of the season, Tolbert is the most important wide receiver on this team. He's got to start making plays. Brandon Cook, him and Dak got a connection. I love it. Dak, keep getting the ball to Brandon Cooks. But CeeDee Lamb, you've won the prize of a superstar. Dak is saying something. Be a superstar. Be a professional. Don't be on the sideline running your mouth. The cameras are always watching. The players are watching. Shut your mouth. Give Dak Prescott the respect that he deserves as the leader of that team. Shut up and he'll get you the ball. But you can't be making mistakes, out of place, missing assignments. He's talking about CeeDee Lamb. He said everything but CeeDee Lamb's name. Everything but CeeDee Lamb's name. Let's let him continue on. He's going to say a little bit more. And y'all tell me, who do you think he's talking about? Because I know exactly who he's talking about.
Saudis of The Athletic. Dak, with body language and CeeDee's body language, how do you balance the passion that he shows versus making sure like he doesn't get too down either on himself or on the offense as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, reading body language, I'm not really into it. I'm just into making sure he doesn't get down on himself. The body language, whether it's good, it's bad, it's irrelevant. It's where his mind is. And so he's going to be disappointed when you're passionate. When you expect a lot from yourself, you're going to be that way. So for me, it's about just letting him know, hey, next play, wipe it clean. Who cares what happened when you have an opportunity to go fix it this next play or make a better play? So if you're sitting in that, dwelling on that, your mind's not in the right place to move forward. So for me, it's about just always talking to not only him but the other guys of don't dwell. You don't have time to dwell. You look at the way that game ended, and I feel like if we don't dwell in different places on offense, it's a different game, obviously, and who knows, a 2-point conversion away from a tie game and a red zone trip away from a different ending to that game. So that's my point, is you can't dwell. Things happen fast in this league, and you always have an opportunity. You always have a chance as long as there's times and as long as you have the ball.
Dak just told us something about this Cowboy team. He just told us something about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb needs to understand something. He's gotten his money. You got your paycheck, CeeDee Lamb. Earn it. And earning it is not just catching 15 passes a game. A professional might only catch 3 passes a game. Maybe he got to throw a key block. Maybe he's got to keep being the decoy the whole game. Hey, CeeDee Lamb, we're going to need you all day long to just run your routes hard as you can, like you're getting the ball, because if you do that, it's going to open it up for everyone else. Rather than you, when you fumble the ball, you want to make up for it so bad. You're dwelling on that play. Now you're talking about get you the ball. I gave you the ball. I gave you the ball. And when I gave you the ball, look at what you did with it. You fumbled it. You gave it to the other team. There was one turnover. CeeDee Lamb cost us 7 points. Flipped a 14-3 game into a 21-3 game. Flipped a 14, could have been 14-6 or 14-10 to a 21-3 game. You did that, CeeDee Lamb. Dak's talking to you. You got to be a professional. Don't be on the sideline running your lips. No, you're the one making mistakes. Dak Prescott is saying something clear about CeeDee Lamb, and I don't think he's trying to criticize him. I think Dak is saying he's stating facts. CeeDee Lamb wasn't in training camp. CeeDee is not as sharp as he needs to be. He's missing assignments. Not only is he missing assignments, did you notice what he said? Mental errors. He fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball. He dropped passes. CeeDee Lamb, you're showing something that you're not a professional. You whine like a baby. You can't stand up under the pressure of being a superstar. You're a superstar, man. Congratulations. You do I said simple. CeeDee do CeeDee things. But Dak is saying something, bro. Now you got to get focused. You got your money. He's going to get you the ball. But in order for you to be successful, he's got to get this ball to other people too. And you got to keep running your routes. Understand where you are. Dak said something else in this interview. Dak said that he had a bad practice. He said they had a bad game. Mike McCarthy mentioned it. They had a bad game because they had a bad practice. And Dak Prescott said when it's a bad practice on him, he feels like he can overcome that. But if the team has a bad practice during the week, they let that dwell into the game. Bad practice, bad game. You want to know why Dak had a bad practice on Thursday? You look at the injury report, and CeeDee Lamb was very limited on Thursday, didn't play on Wednesday. Dak is saying something. CeeDee, when you're not on the field, you didn't do training camp, get in the film room. Understand the coverages. He's talking about wide receivers, reading coverages. He's only talking about CeeDee Lamb. He's only talking about CeeDee Lamb because Brandon Cooks is doing his thing. Brandon Cooks, the better CeeDee Lamb and Tolbert get, the better Brandon Cooks going to get, because then we're going to be able to use him the way we want to. Dak still can't get him over the top yet, but I think Dak will eventually get to that. But Dak's talking about CeeDee Lamb. He's talking about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb acted absolutely ignorant on the sideline, and he should be embarrassed. He should be absolutely embarrassed. He owes Dak Prescott an apology. I hope he does it behind closed doors. And I hope he comes out on Thursday and he be the CeeDee Lamb who we know he is. And don't take what Dak said the wrong way. Man, be a professional. Dak is calling out the whole team. I love it because Dak is saying something. You got to believe until the end. You got to believe until the end. You got to keep playing until the last whistle blows, because the Dallas Cowboys could have easily won that game at the end. They could have easily won that game. Dak didn't throw his offensive line under the bus, but that last 2-point conversion, the reason why Dak didn't make that 2-point conversion is because his line right now, man, they can't block Legos. They can't block Legos. They just can't. Teams know Guyton can't do it right now. So Dak, he won't throw him under the bus. He's going to keep taking the responsibility because he's saying he could have made a better throw. Well, you could have made a better throw, Dak, if you could have got your feet up under you. But this is why I say Dak Prescott. I love Dak Prescott. He's the ultimate leader. He's the ultimate leader of men, and he is one of the greatest quarterbacks the Dallas Cowboys ever had. And I do believe I'm not worried about this loss. Okay, whoop-de-doo. 2 losses at home. You're 1-2. 14 games to go. And the one thing that I'm actually liking about what's happening to the Cowboys right now, they're having adversity early. And I think if they have adversity early, it'll help them to mature as a team and start gelling as a team down the stretch. Because what they typically do is that they get out to these kind of great starts, and really it's only 3 games. We don't know what they're going to look like in about 8 games. I mean, I think we're going to know who they are by game number 9 because they got some tough games coming up. I wouldn't even sleep on the New York Giants. You mess around and go to New York on Thursday. Everybody's talking about it's a short week. Man, you mess around and go to New York and get tore clean up. I mean, get tore clean up. So we better be careful going to New York on Thursday. This team better forget. Dak keeps talking about dwelling because this team they're pressing so hard because they're listening to what the chatter is on the outside. They're pressing so hard that every time they make a mistake, they're dwelling on it. And what he's saying about dwelling, that when it gets down 21-3, they're giving up. They're saying the game is over. Dak is saying the game isn't over. We just got to keep playing. Because if we keep playing, Dak is exactly right. The outcome of that game is different. So I love it. I like this version of Dak Prescott. Dak got his money too. So Dak is saying, man, y'all can love me or hate me, but I'm going to be here for the next 5 years. I'm going to be here this year and 4 after this. I'm going to end my career more than likely in Dallas. I'm not going nowhere. So I'm the leader of this team. I'm going to put the weight of this team on my shoulders. But I'm going to call this team out when it's not playing well. He's calling them out. But he's saying, trust the process. Trust the coaches. Trust one another. And if they will do that, Dak is saying something. It's going to be better. I'm not worried. 1-2. We got to stop being these roller coaster fans, these up and down fans. Man, I am not worried about this game. The Dallas Cowboys, they will bounce back. They're going to bounce back. I think they will beat the New York Giants, but they better come to play. Because if I'm the New York Giants, I said it on the last, my review of this game, the preview before this game. Man, if I'm the New York Giants, I ain't worried about Daniel Jones throwing the ball. Daniel Jones, you're going to throw the ball 13 times. We're going to run you. We're going to run the running back, and we're going to run on these Dallas Cowboys 40 or 50 times unless they prove to us they can stop the run. It's going to be simple. It's not going to change until they change it. It's not going to change until they change it. And they can change it. They just got to start gelling together. They got to start really getting on the same page. But that's going to do it for me. That's going to be my time. I just wanted us all to understand who Dak is talking about. If you want to hear the rest of this post-game conference, I will put it in the description so you can go and watch the rest on your own and hear the other things that Dak Prescott has to say. But I just wanted us in particular to hear what he had to say about CeeDee Lamb. So I'll be back this week. I'll be giving my keys and storylines to watch for in the New York Giants game. It's going to be a short week, so a lot of us Dallas Cowboy advocates, we got to get to work. So I got to get to work this week. So until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.